Hey everyone, it's Raymond, and welcome back to my channel. Today, I've got the brand new iPhone 16 Pro Max in hand, and I'm excited to share my unboxing and first impression. We'll take a closer look at what's new, what's got me really excited, and of course, we'll talk about some standout features, and maybe a few that didn't quite hit the mark. Let's get started. So, what's different about the iPhone 16 Pro Max this year? First up, the new color, Desert Titanium. Thankfully, it's much better than some of those early renders suggested, but I won't call it the best Pro iPhone color we've seen. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below which Pro color has been your favorite so far. Now, I did debate between Natural Titanium and Desert Titanium this year. Since I opted for Natural Titanium last year, I went with Desert Titanium for a change, and I think it'll be this year's popular pick. When holding the phone, you'll notice it's slightly wider and taller than last year's model. This size difference, paired with the thinnest bezels ever on an iPhone, or any Apple product for that matter, takes the display up to 6.9 inches, making it the largest iPhone Apple has ever made. I'm all for it. Apple also upgraded the front glass with their second-gen ceramic shield, which they claim is twice as tough as any other smartphone glass. Now, I'm not about to test that out, but I'm sure that someone will. As for the camera, it received some notable updates. The main camera is now rebranded as the Fusion camera, featuring a second-gen sensor, delivering zero shutter lag when shooting in RAW or HEIF formats. The ultra-wide camera has also been upgraded with a quad-pixel sensor and autofocus, allowing it to capture high-resolution 48-megapixel photos. Apple promises better macro photography and stunning wide-angle shots with this update. I can't wait to test out these improvements. If that sounds exciting to you, make sure that you subscribe so you don't miss any of the iPhone 16 Pro Max content I've got lined up. Every year, Apple rolls out new features with their latest iPhones, typically starting with just their Pro models. This year, the action button has made its way down to the iPhone 16 and 16 Plus models, much like the Dynamic Island did last year. However, Apple has taken an interesting step by introducing a new Pro feature across all models: camera control. Now, it's not just a camera button. Apple says it's not a camera button at all, just camera control. But let's be honest, it's a button. With a simple press, you can instantly access the camera and adjust key settings. Plus, it's customizable. It launches the stock iPhone camera app by default, but you can set it to launch third-party camera apps too. This customization fits in the broader theme that we've seen this year in iOS 18. Once the camera app is open, pressing the camera control button takes a photo, while a light press reveals controls like zoom. A double press gives you access to additional camera settings. Apple has also teased an up-and-coming feature, a two-stage shutter button, which they demonstrated by locking focus on a subject while adjusting the frame without losing focus. It's a promising feature, especially for those who love to take photos. Speaking of cameras, one of the standout upgrades this year is the ability to take 4K videos at 120 frames per second. Apple says this is possible due to the faster sensor in the new Fusion camera and the faster data transfer speeds. Even better is that you're able to adjust the playback speed after recording, offering greater flexibility without needing to decide beforehand. Powering all these great new features on the iPhone 16 Pro Max is the A18 Pro chip. It has a 6-core CPU that's up to 15% faster than the CPU found on the iPhone 16 Pro Max, and a 6-core GPU that's 20% faster as well. While Apple didn't dive deep into the specifics, we can assume that the 16-core neural engine remains the same, and that's not a bad thing. All this ensures that the 16 Pro Max runs smoothly now and well into the future. For those upgrading from the iPhone 15 Pro Max, the performance difference may not be immediately noticeable, but over time, you'll definitely appreciate the improvements. Battery life is an area where everyone is hoping to see some big changes. Apple didn't go into much details during the event, but they did mention that the iPhone 16 Pro and Pro Max come with larger batteries. In fact, they claim that the iPhone 16 Pro Max now offers the best battery life of any iPhone to date, with up to 33 hours of video playback. That's 4 more hours than the 15 Pro Max. I'll be testing out the battery in my full review, so make sure you stay tuned for that. If you haven't already, like and subscribe for all the up and coming iPhone 16 Pro Max content. Now we need to talk about the elephant in the room, Apple Intelligence. Remember when Tim Cook said,
And we are thrilled to introduce the first iPhones designed from the ground up for Apple Intelligence and its breakthrough capabilities.
yet the iPhones are launching with iOS 18, which doesn't include any of the Apple Intelligence features announced at WWDC. This makes the iPhone 16 Pro Max feel somewhat unfinished. That said, there is a developer beta for iOS 18.1 that includes some of the Apple Intelligence features, but I won't be diving into them now. However, Apple did announce one exclusive Apple Intelligence feature for the iPhone 16 and 16 Pro models: Visual Intelligence. Visual Intelligence lets you instantly learn about what you see. Holding down the camera control button, you can activate it, and with another click, get information, say on restaurant hours and ratings. You can also add events from a poster straight to your calendar, or even identify pet breeds. I'm looking forward to see how it performs when it's released later this year. The iPhone 16 Pro Max may feel like an iterative update, but there's still plenty to get excited about. For me, it's the improved battery life. I'm hoping it lasts all day or even a day and a half. With my iPhone 15 Pro Max, I typically made it through the day with about 30% of battery life remaining, but that's with low power mode on, dark mode enabled, and a dark wallpaper. If I can get similar results without those tweaks, I'll be thrilled. I also think that the camera control feature has potential. It's a dedicated button that creators and even the casual user might come to appreciate. Visual Intelligence also looks promising, though we'll have to wait and see how useful it becomes. Overall, I expect the iPhone 16 and 16 Pro models to be excellent phones, equipped with fantastic cameras and powerful features that allow for plenty of customization. The A18 Pro chip should keep things running smoothly for years, and I'm hopeful Apple delivers on its battery life claims. The only way I see the iPhone 16 Pro Max failing is if Apple doesn't deliver on their promise of Apple Intelligence, but only time will tell. Stay tuned for more content as I work towards my goal of hitting 1,000 subscribers. Other than that, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you all in the next one.